Previously on the Block NZ, Quinn and Ben drop a competition bombshell.
We're pregnant!
The news coming as the teams battle the weather to be ready for Judgment Day.
We can't get dry wherever we go.
Tonight, can pregnant Quinn carry on?
We don't even know what's going to happen. Like, what happens if Quinn has to go?
As the rain pushes our teams to breaking point in the final countdown to garage reveal.
Our room is flooded. I was so angry.
Right, guys, I've brought you all in this evening for an emergency meeting. And a shock announcement creates Block history.
What?
It all starts now.
It's day 8 on the Block NZ, and that means just 3 days to garage reveal. On the back two houses, Quinn and Ben and Joe and Damo's roofs and wrapping are well underway. But it's a different story in the front too. The bad weather has delayed the scaffolding, which in turn has delayed the roof. It's going to be touch and go as to whether they'll be ready on time. Oh, and one other thing. Quinn's pregnant.
We're pregnant!
Congratulations! Oh, that's so exciting!
So, we got some exciting news. I guess it's a Block first that we're pregnant.
Congratulations! Oh, that's so cool! Oh, you better look after yourself.
I am so shocked. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that Ben and Quinn are going to have a baby. They got a Block baby. I'm so excited for them.
You're not doing any heavy lifting or anything, are you? No.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
that's exciting.
That's so cool.
I just can't get a smile off my face. I think it's so exciting for them.
As exciting as it is for them, strictly speaking, the Block's a competition for a duo, not a trio. Something that was spelt out to the clearly clucky couple at their audition 4 months ago. Mind you, perhaps we should have guessed something was up when the mood board they designed was for, you guessed it, a baby's room.
I can just picture Quinn sitting in this chair with a little baby and the light, she can do the reading.
Just quietly, we're hoping to have our little baby of our own in the next year or so.
Just how long have they been for?
Oh yeah, in the next year.
It's the end of a dramatic day 8.
Exciting news on the Block today. There's gonna be a baby! Yay!
Ben locked up Quinn and...
Being knocked up. That's rude. I don't like that saying. Hey?
Be good, yeah, that's fantastic.
Are we having a baby?
Oh,
We are not having a baby. I need to get a ring first, James. What did I do today?
What did you do today? I walked into the tent and you were having a snooze in the kitchen.
This is more. It's 7:12. Great to have you with us this morning.
Cy and Gary's $10,000 pop quiz.
It's 2.5 days to the first room reveal. Remember, our winner takes home an extra $80,000 at auction, a dream kickstart for any couple. And Quinn is clinging onto it.
The hardest part for me has been the mornings and just trying not to be sick and the tiredness. Yeah, come 3 o'clock, I'm a bit snoozy.
9 weeks of unrelenting block work would be tough enough without this hurdle.
I'm doing okay. I've just got to eat nice and healthy and try get enough sleep and not stress out too much.
Quinn and Ben,
Hello.
congratulations. Yeah. Well done, congratulations. There is a slight problem though, because you're not really meant to be on the block and pregnant at the same time. How could this happen?
I've got an idea that you understand how it works.
Yes, I understand how it works. But the timing concerns me a little bit.
The timing's average, but it's never going to be the right time.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you off to a specialist. And they're going to check you out, and we will take their advice as to how we proceed from this point. Look, I hope they're going to say it's fine to carry on here on the block, but we really can't be sure.
So I have to go to the obstetrician to see if I can stay.
Oh, are you serious? For real?
Yeah. Crazy, eh?
What?
Oh, what would
What's
you
the
like to do?
I want to say, but I need to talk to them to see what they say. I'm going to the obstetrician and going to see if they think it's a good idea or what we can do for me to be more comfy here, or I just really hope I can stay though. I'd be so gutted if I had to go home.
What would happen if you guys had to leave?
I don't know. It'll probably just be me.
I could stay.
You need to go and look after your baby. Your baby's mama. I guess you could get around not doing the lifting, but the stress might be.
I know.
It's hard to avoid the stress. Have you been feeling sick? Oh, yeah. Oh. Your body is going to be working overtime already, though, so we would need to do something to make you go have naps and stuff in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to work real hard.
It all starts now.
Day 9 is looking like a rarity on this year's Block NZ. It's 10 hours old and it hasn't rained once. With 2.5 days to room reveal, suddenly things don't seem quite so bad. If only their living conditions were a bit more comfortable.
If this roof actually goes on, it means that we can basically get the whole house dry. We can even just sleep in any room, which would be crazy because we're getting pretty over our homeless shelter. It's just awkward, really, isn't it?
It's just dirty.
Boys up there doing the roof means that the weather's going to play far less part in the block for us now and then, so we can start really looking forward to getting into it.
I'm over it being wet. It's the one thing that can break you. I am just looking forward to that roof being on the house, and that when it rains, I can just sit happy and not have to worry about everything in our house getting wet.
We are 3/4 of the way through on our roof, which is pretty cool, but it's quite a slow process, but it'll be done soon enough.
House 1's Ben and Quinn had their roofing trucked in first this week along with Joe and Damo. Because they occupy the 2 back sections that will have blocked access once the 2 front houses are shrink-wrapped.
I'm not sure how many garages will be ready on Saturday. There's so many variables that it could be all 4, it could be none.
There's no doubt that it's the front 2 houses belonging to Alex and Corbin and Marie and James who are the most under pressure.
New help is supposed to be better weather for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
It's actually getting worse.
Their dream garage with a workbench, shelving and bare fridge has turned into one messy hangover.
The floors keep flooding, they keep getting wet. We just feel like we're in just a battle that we're constantly losing. So why are we doing this?
So if they go on there with mud or if wet wood chips come on, you'll get yellow marks in the concrete.
Their edgy angular roof design means the garage is almost entirely covered by the top level. Until the roof's complete, it's a nightmare trying to stop water pooling up and plunging into the garage.
I don't know how we're going to finish our garage when we don't have a roof and we don't have a door, and the weather's so bad.
But 3 blocks in, and Pete has seen it all before.
Every week, there's always been something that has seemed not achievable, and we've managed to pull it off.
Delays, floods, and pregnancies. There's so much drama this week that the teams could almost be forgiven for losing sight of the end goal. So I've brought real estate guru Victoria Bidwell for a visit to get the teams all focused once again on the big picture.
Victoria, I sense with these two, they could be the more adventurous of all the couples on the block this year as well.
Oh,
now,
really?
with that carries risk, I'd imagine, as well. Any advice there?
Yeah, don't be boring. You've got 4 houses, all in the same position. You want yours to stand out because you want the people bidding it, on auction night.
Yeah.
You want your one to be the hot property.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Victoria has suggested that we have an advantage with our house being at the front because we can then focus on creating a house with street appeal.
Let's go this way.
Okay.
So master bedroom, ensuite.
Gosh, this is lovely spaces up here, isn't it?
We have both the views. We have the view of the Waitemata and we have the Auckland skyline, so we feel we have the best house on the block.
You've got fabulous areas upstairs, and the fact that you've got really big bedrooms, lovely big ensuite, really big wardrobes. Do you need to keep that in mind with your budgeting as well, that you want to maximise those things?
Overall, yeah, we're really happy with what she has to say.
A different feel, at the front you're thinking about street appeal. Here you're thinking about creating a really lovely environment in the back, which is private. It's quite a different thing.
We're kind of picturing it to be us living there, but in 10 years and when we're rich. Do you think like the type of people who would buy this house would look for more kind of showy aspects of it, or?
I think probably stylish is probably more on the mark than showy.
That's what you Kenters think us Aucklanders are. You think we're showy, don't you?
Yeah, that was a Christchurch comment.
Yeah, when in fact, we're stylish, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Stylish.
See you.
Victoria's here and I'm not really nervous, but I'm wondering if there's going to be some negative things that she might have to say.
Victoria, Joe and Damo won first pick of the houses. They picked this one. Did they make a good choice?
Well, you'd have to say yes, wouldn't you, when you look at that view out over the reserve to the North Shore, northwestern corner, and an extra room upstairs,
Yeah, because we're country people and we like the privacy as well.
Well, if you're country people, I guess that you got your bit of country there looking. I mean, that's really unusual in sort of, urban Auckland.
I think the favourite thing about the house was certainly the north-facing direction of the house. She said that's a really good selling point for us, and we need to work with that and make the most of it. So that's awesome.
It's all pretty rosy at Joe and Damo's house. Their plan of a garage come party pad come man cave is coming together well, and they're ahead of schedule. Any slight hiccup is quietly and quickly dealt with.
The Sparky was due here first thing this morning, but it's caught in the traffic, rush hour traffic, so just been pre-drilling all the holes ready to go. I'm just going to drill out this J-frame here and just run the wires down to where I'm going to have my switch. So I'm just going to drill that up. I'm studying to be an electrician. Started my pre-apprenticeship about 10 years ago, and then I joined the police. I still enjoy the policing aspect of it, but you get sick of chasing roosters around all day and jumping over fence and working night shifts and doing all that stuff. I need to know for the power, so I put the power plugs in.
Damo is in his element. He's doing all the electrician stuff and he's happy as like drilling holes, pulling wires through.
Yeah, it's good fun.
He fits in it's like, where's Damo? The only tradies up here. Oh, there he is. Hey. He loves it.
However, it's safe to say that there isn't a lot of love over at House 3. If Joe and Damo are the front runners, the still roofless Alex and Corbin are close to being lapped.
Is it supposed to rain today?
The weather is definitely not on our side.
They moved in with no first level framing and have been playing catch up ever since. And though there's no rain forecast for today, their tradies are having none of it.
All the builders have been saying it's going to be raining today.
Let me make my judgment on that. Because last night it was contrary to what they were telling us.
So this morning the tarpaulin did have to come off because the builders are working on our roof, which means that our beautiful floor is exposed today.
Alex and Corbin have always been late. They're always just that little bit further behind. They've got a tricky roof. It's the tallest one. They've got a substantial amount of the upstairs frame hangs over the garage. So if we don't get that top roof on theirs, which is the hardest one to do, they're way behind.
Maybe I just tell our boys not to bother coming back today.
Yeah. Well, if it's going to be raining, it's too hard. Who knows how many more delays we're going to have going forward.
We used a 2-pot epoxy system on this floor. We've only got 1 coat. The ideal would be to get a 2nd coat on today, but with this weather coming, it's going to have to wait for another day, I think.
Yeah. There's just no way that we're going to finish the room this week.
It's just impossible. We're pretty sure that we're going to have to forfeit this room reveal. There's just no practical or possible way that we'll get this room done.
Alex and Corbin will be the first team in Block New Zealand history to fail to deliver a room.
It all starts now.
On the Block NZ, the race to the first room reveal has just had its first casualty, with Alex and Corbin being so far behind they've pulled the pin.
We've had to pull out of this room reveal.
In 3 seasons, they will be the first team to record a did not finish. Not only have they forfeited the chance of winning the room prize money, they will have to complete their garage later while making over another room. So early in the competition, it puts them at a huge disadvantage. With the talented duo out of contention this week, the frontrunners now appear to be Joe and Damo. While the others are still fretting about framing, Joe is out and about looking for bargains.
So much stuff that I like, but I just don't know if it's what everyone likes. I do have lots of ideas, but I know not to go over the top as well. You have to make sure that you're doing a room which is risky enough and got some cool ideas that the judges are going to go, wow, that's cool. And you have to sort of be a bit careful not to overdo something.
So I'm just putting in our big amounts so I know how much this garage is costing. Oh wow, that's quite a bit.
Hi!
Hello!
How are you?
Good.
I've been shopping.
Again? What have you got? Oh my gosh, where did you get that from?
Isn't it cool?
That is actually really cool.
Damo's on a bit of a mission to try and get all our tradies organised, so he's really tied up with that, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to go out and get some key items for our garage. When Damo's hanging out by himself in the garage,
he's got a friend.
He's got someone to talk to. It's quite manly, but, you know, it's quite trendy, you know?
I do like it. It is actually pretty cool.
Nicer than having a real head. Fingers crossed that the judges will like it as well.
So as the first day without rain in 3.5 weeks comes to an end, the 3 remaining teams are poised waiting for their pre-line council inspection. Only once the houses are fully weather-tight will council give the go-ahead. Then it will be a sprint to the finish in 2.5 days' time. The best news? There's no rain forecast for the next 5 days.
Still thought and it started to press down. I'm just hoping that the roof held up. Damn it. That is not good.
Pretty much this area here was all a big puddle of water.
Is this what it's meant to look like?
There's still another coat to go on, so hopefully we've gotten away with it, I think.
Every single house on the block is running behind schedule, and it's all because of the weather. It just keeps raining.
Right now, this room reveal just seems like it's going to be an impossible task to finish.
It's not impossible. It just needs action. It just needs meticulous planning. What it needs is the wolf.
What progress? Yep. No, as in, what have you done?
Oh, what do you mean? What have we done? Peter has become the wolf everyone has described him to be. The hair is starting to come out of his face. He's getting more frustrated. he's starting to bark his orders at us. So the wolf has really come out.
Right now, every single tradesperson in Auckland is flat out.
Him coming in to remind/growl us, you know, is a good thing. And we're going to take on what he said and make sure it works.
Peter Wolfcamp's been giving us a hard time lately. He's been on our ass about do this, do that. Today I've had my builder, my sparky, my plumber, my glazier, my jib stopper, all organised in one day.
Damo's also allocated a list of DIY jobs for Joe and himself, all designed to save their budget.
My aim at the moment is just to show Wolf who's the boss, eh? Boss down in House 4, He doesn't need to come down here because everything's sorted, He can look after these other roosters up here.
Of course, it's not busy everywhere. Now that Alex and Corbin have decided they can't finish, they seem to be taking the next few days as some sort of midwinter break.
Corbin, in 3 days,
Yeah.
we've already spent $2,500 on labour.
Really?
Yeah.
Hiding.
How
you doing? Hiding.
From the big bad wolf.
It's like shirking from work to me. Right, plumber?
Yep.
Sorted?
Yep.
Done?
Plumb, garage plumb.
Rest of the house?
2 guys coming in tomorrow and pretty much doing most of the house.
Okay.
We're definitely not relaxed, but we just understand that there's a lot of work to be done. There's no point panicking. You need to plan and then just do it.
Alex and Corbin may have thrown in the towel, but their garage will have to be finished eventually. Valuable work time is now starting to tick away. The lack of progress now is going to sneak up behind and bite them big time. They should know better. Alex and Corbin have plenty of reno experience, unlike their neighbours. Renovation rookies Quinn and Ben are learning about building the hard way, and they're learning that it is not always fair.
How'd you get on with the water last night?
It is.
So obviously the taping up the junction, that didn't work. Just poured in.
Someone told me that there's just going to be condensation last night, so I thought it would be all right. The things that are frustrating me at the moment are just things that are out of my control, really. The roof went on when it was supposed to, and everything got watertight when it was supposed to, then everything would be on track.
They have an ambitious plan for the back left House 1. A totally enclosed storage wall at the rear of the garage with a polished concrete floor. But to be ready for judging in 2 days' time, they'll need to plan perfectly.
Going forward, have you got everything that you need now? Do you know where you're heading?
Yeah, I think so.
Plumber?
Yeah.
Sparky?
Yeah. It's all under control. We've got it booked in. So basically we just had a week of just drying our floor and waiting for it to get wet and drying it again and waiting for it to get wet and then stressing out and then...
Yep.
Cool.
Calming down.
That's the block. That's the block. The fact that it's hard work, the fact that it's frustrating, the fact that nothing happens on time, that's building. He might say that he's got everything under control, but I need to see his tradies here. I need to see it underway.
If we knew that our garage wasn't going to be ready, I wouldn't have bothered getting it grinded so early, and then I wouldn't have even bothered that it's been getting wet. So yeah, it's very annoying.
The pressure of the build and now baby has finally got to Ben. Though he needs to help with the roof, he's done a runner.
It all starts now.
I'll only give you heartache.
While Ben puts himself in time out to cool down, Quinn decides to take matters into her own hands.
So annoying. What are we going to do about this puddle down there?
Well, it's just going to get bigger. There's more rain coming.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's coming in through the parapet there. So let's put in an extra layer, a temporary layer of roofing paper over the top of the parapet
Yep.
and over the roof.
Greg and I have come up with a solution to stop our drips happening. So we're up on the roof with this big piece of baking paper thing.
Did she call it baking paper again?
We managed to get all our tarp up and our baking paper around our building, so we're happy with that.
Maybe Quinn's new plan is to bake a roof for her new garage.
Hey, I can see Ben coming back. Where's he been?
He just needed a few minutes to go for a walk and cool down. He was just a bit pissed off about
the whole garage situation, so he'll be fine.
With no one quite ready for a council inspection, Peter has put it on hold again. However, the insulation and jib plaster board have arrived on site. Along with a special delivery for Damo's Man Cave garage.
This is actually a solid piece of remove from the Christchurch earthquakes that's been recycled. When we first seen it, it was all grey, but they've cleaned the whole thing down for us. So they've done a real wicked job. I think it look awesome. I'm just going to put a bit of oil on it to keep the natural colour in the remove there, and I think whoever buys this house, that'll be a real good feature for it. It looks wicked. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. We're going to use that for our bar and stuff, aren't we, honey?
And our workbench and bar top.
Yep.
This type of timber you want to keep dry, do not let it wet.
It's going to rain today, apparently.
It's going to rain, so you're going to need to cover it. This environment's obviously moist, so you want to get into the environment that it's going to be in.
It's probably just as moist in our garage. We've been told that we need to keep the Oregon wood dry, but everything in our house is wet.
We've just got to make sure this timber's inside too, and all the framing has to be inside tonight, because it can't get wet either.
So it's moved into the bedroom with us, and we've just basically wrapped it up in tarpaulins to try and keep it dry.
We're going to have to move our bed. We're going to have to sleep in the garage.
If it gets wet, it's going to twist and it's not going to go up onto our ceiling properly. So it's a bit silly, isn't it?
But then that's life on Planet Block. A place that where you rest a pile of timber is more important than where you rest your head.
One more? Two.
It's a place where every decision can have major consequences. Alex and Corbin's decision to drop out has inadvertently meant good news for Marie and James. The scaffolders have concentrated all their attention on them, and the first bits of their roof have arrived. Tomorrow, their roof, the third on the block, should go up. If they have one more delay, they too will run out of time to deliver their room.
So first off, up through that hole up there. We've just been helping our electrician run some cabling and drill some holes for the cables.
We've been having fun. We've been doing work on our house.
It's taken a Herculean effort for Marie and James to keep the framing in their garage dry. This is vital because if it's damp, it will not pass tomorrow's council pre-line inspection. There's no room for errors now. It's crucial that all the roof gets to site this afternoon. And a lot of that's in the hands of the Block's front gateman, Tom Roberts. Tom is a veteran of Block's past and controls all the truck movements in and out of sight. If Marie's to get her roof, she needs to get in Tom's good books.
It's good. Hey, we've been down to Wild Bean and we wanted to get you something nice and warm.
Oh, thank you very much.
We've got you a coffee and a muffin here for a snack for later.
I have to admit, muffins are my weakness.
No, yeah, thanks a lot, Tom. You're a legend, mate. We'll catch you later on.
Needless to say, Marie's delivery went to the front of the queue.
Dinner time on the block. What you got, Alex?
Gourmet salmon with mango salsa.
Joanna's got the hiccups. A girl that doesn't speak very loudly at all has the biggest hiccups in the world. James and Marie's tarpaulin is flapping away and buckets of water are coming down.
Listen to it.
Whoa! Whoa!
Thunder? Can you hear the thunder?
It goes up, the wind catches it, and then it goes boom. It's really loud. It's actually quite scary. And I don't like thunder. I don't like it one little bit.
So basically, James and Marie sleeping about every 5 minutes. It's like someone tipping a wheelbarrow load of water on top of their bedroom,
And
which isn't actually waterproof. We're considering ourselves lucky right now.
as the sun comes up, with a day and a half to room reveal, all James and his builders can do is damage control.
They're just taking the top off today so that the roof can go on, so it's pretty cool. But at the same time, we want to keep the water out of the garage, just because if it gets wet, it'll be a pain.
But it's proving impossible to get the tarps off without flooding the entire house. James has made the tough decision to carry on removing them, but he hasn't talked it over with Marie.
Our room is flooded. It's coming down the sides of the wall. And the thing that we've been trying to keep dry the most, the garage, is just getting wet. So I'm trying my best to keep that dry. I'm failing. I just feel like everything we did last night was just a waste of time. So I walk into the house after going to the bathroom, and there's all this water coming down the steps. I'm pretty annoyed because he doesn't realise that all the water's coming down the steps and into our garage. All I'm thinking is, stop what you're doing and come down here and see what's going on. But yeah, he doesn't.
Not really that worried. Try and direct it to maybe our bedroom or something.
I've just seen there's so much water in our hut. I was so angry and all these words were coming into my head for what I wanted to scream at him.
I'm just in the moment and I'm trying to get the job done. Didn't realise what was happening down below.
I guess I just assumed that Marie knew what was going on this morning and I should have told her.
I pick up the corrugated cardboard and I just see it's just going further and further back and I'm freaking out because I've just been told yesterday that a little drop of water will stain that concrete. And this is one of the entranceways into the house, so it's not something you can hide. I'm just annoyed because James just started doing it without even telling me. Like, at least I could have been here to wipe everything away. We worked hard, you know, like we did what we could to dry it out and put that cardboard down. When he sees what's happened, he's gonna regret it. As you care so much about this house and to see something potentially go wrong or damage the room reveal, yeah, it is quite upsetting.
There's nothing much we can do about it. Like, the water was always going to come off.
We came here to do the best we could and deliver the best rooms that we've ever done in our lives, and to potentially see something, you know, ruined because of something we probably could have communicated and, you know, avoided, you know, it's just frustrating.
They've given their all to keep their house dry, but the torrents from the tarpaulins have saturated the framing timber.
We have to take the other tarps off today. Hopefully we can leave them on as long as possible, and the roofers are really fast in putting the roof up.
We've got nothing covering our house at the moment. If it rains, more flooding happens, so that roof needs to come and it needs to go on straight away.
But it's not going to help. The framing timber is now too wet to pass the council inspection. Though they don't know it yet, Marie and James now have no chance of delivering this week's room.
It all starts now.
In a quiet corner of House 1, amidst the noise and construction, one team is slowly realising that there's something more important to them than being on the block.
How crazy is this?
Very crazy, isn't
it? On the block and now little baby.
Little baby.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Do you want a boy?
Yeah.
We're on the block, that's huge, and then a baby is like just amazing, and to have it all together is pretty crazy, eh? So the timing's average, but it's never going to be the right time.
What do you think the other teams thought? when we told them.
Yeah, I was a wee bit worried at the start that they might not take it very well, but they all loved it.
They were so excited for us, eh?
Especially Marie. Yeah, I was looking at her and she was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Real happy.
Yeah. And they're like, "No, you can't leave and we'll just look after you, we'll pick up the slack." They're so kind, nicest people, eh? Yeah. Got a good bunch.
How are you feeling?
I just feel tired come 3 o'clock, and it also takes me a while to get into the day. So I've only really got like 4 hours of good in me.
Quinn's one of the toughest girls that I know, so if anyone can make it through the block while pregnant, that's going to be this one.
I'd be so gutted if I had to go home. I'd be so jealous of the person who replaced me.
But the decision is not Quinn and Ben's alone. In a few hours, they will both visit an obstetrician. Only then will I decide if she can carry on. However, with just 24 hours to room reveal, first there is the not-so-little matter of passing the council pre-line inspection. By the end of the block, all the teams will become experts.
So before the inspector rocks around lunchtime today, I'll need to make sure that you've got the bolts, hold downs in the right place.
Peter's coming in, told us we've got to get bracing elements done for the inspector by 12.
You need to read page 50, work out what fixings go where.
It makes no sense to me at all. He's saying we need to put bracing on the wall where he's marked it out.
There we go, GS1 in at 3.6. So a GS1 is in there. It's a specific type of brace, so it needs certain type of fasteners, certain type of plasterboard to be fixed to it, and the length is the 3.6.
He pretty much lost us when he said GCSB.
Yeah.
Inspector's coming today, okay? So I need to have those bracing units in as per the book.
Even though Alex and Corbin have pulled out of this week's room race, Peter still needs them to sort their bracing for the inspector, something they were definitely not expecting.
So we haven't planned to bring our builders in today. Fingers crossed we can get it sorted before the inspector arrives.
You can figure that out?
Yeah, cool. Sure I can.
All right.
Awesome.
See you soon.
Cool. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
I'm into it, and I put all the braces in and brackets, and it was fun.
There's progress in all the houses. It's full on everywhere. Everywhere, that is, except House 3. As they're not presenting a room this week, Alex and Corbin have decided the best course of action is to run away from Peter and hide out at Bunnings Warehouse.
We weren't around for the council inspection. We weren't too fussed about it. We thought we'll have to get him back. And that's just the way it was always going to be, I think.
Interesting strategy, ignoring Peter Wolfkamp. I wonder how that will play out in the long run. In the meantime, Peter has bigger fish to fry.
It's 4. Golden rule is before you cover it, inspect it. So in this situation, we're going to cover it with insulation. It's a real pain if the building inspector has to take that out. So I wanted him to come through and see the fixings for the braces before the insulation was done.
Okay, so BL1 4.8.
Yep.
It's going to be a problem.
We've got enough hold-ups with the weather and everything else that's going on, and if the council inspection doesn't go through, that's just going to be another hold-up, and we just won't be able to move forward.
So they're going to have to put that on the other side.
Yep. Right, on to the next house.
Okay, so we'll go to the door and then
do that
side
panel
over
as
there.
well?
Yep, but that meter box is going to be a problem.
Because it's too big a penetration?
Yeah.
I'm quite nervous, only because if I know this council inspector fails us, we don't have any other days left to finish this garage.
And just up there where you've got the gaps between the studs again, just
Yes.
solid nugget.
Yep. Marie and James is a little bit more complex because they've got some concrete walls, they've got some over height walls.
But Pete's day is about to get a whole lot worse.
About 5 hours ago, he said, give me 10 minutes and I'll get them done straight away. I wonder if he's been abducted by aliens because he's left his drill and everything. House 3, Alex and Corbin. There's holes in the plates, but no fixings. There's a drill still standing up in the hole and nobody's there, so it's a fail.
The council inspector has come and gone. I call the teams together to deliver the news.
It's an anxious sort of trip for us. We both don't know what to expect, really.
We're freaking out at this point because there's been so many twists.
Wondering what on earth is going to happen. It's the unknown that's scary.
It all starts now.
Just 24 hours out from the first room challenge deadline, I've had to call an emergency meeting of the block teams.
Mark's standing there looking at us and we're thinking, what are we doing here?
And it's become clear that due to the delays caused by the heavy rain and the strong winds, it's going to be impossible for you to catch up. None of your houses are going to be watertight in time to start lining them. Which means that, of course, none of you are going to get your garages finished on time. So, for the first time in block history, we're going to be forced to move the room completion deadline.
What? I couldn't believe it. I was pretty stoked about that.
It's pretty annoying because we were really ahead of the game and we were definitely on track.
We would have finished and possibly been the only ones too.
What a relief, because we were not going to meet that date.
At least we've got a chance to win this room now.
I'm going to give you an additional 5 days, in which time we hope to get a large enough window to be able to finish the roofs, get the scaffolding up, and shrink wrap all of the houses. Now, on the surface, some of you guys might think that's good luck and good news, because you get a bit of extra time, don't you? But in reality, it's very bad news, because the finish date has not moved. So that means you get less time to complete all the other rooms.
Honestly, I can't see how we're going to finish in 9 weeks and that's fully furnished and someone ready to move in, and there's nothing there at all.
So it is in your best interest to get those houses watertight ASAP. We cannot afford any more delays, guys. That is all. Good luck. Get to it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. It's really good news and it gives us hope. And on the block, all you need is a bit of hope, I think.
It's really going to put that pressure on us to make sure that we do complete this garage in time. It has to be done, and the pressure will be on from here on in.
Eventually we're going to have to catch up and we're just going to get smashed with a whole lot of work in 1 week.
It's a nightmare that he has put the garage on hold, and there is going to be so much work to do. And yeah, I think it's going to be very stressful going forward.
I think it's going to come as an enormous shock to all of the teams that we've sort of started and then had a kind of false start thinking this is what the block's like. It ain't. When I press go on Monday, insulation, lining, stopping, painting, finish.
The teams are chomping at the bit to get stuck into the DIY on their rooms. But one team's starting from the back of the grid already. And this time it's totally self-inflicted.
Hello.
Greetings.
How you doing?
I'm all right. There's no braces in.
Yeah, we went to Bunnings to get the stuff and just got completely held up. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I've held off the inspector, but it's too late now.
Okay.
I made it quite clear this morning. This is what I expect. The inspector is coming. In fact, we thought it would be midday. I held him off until 3 o'clock. It's still not done. That's a fail. No insulation. When I say things,
yeah,
I really mean them, and I don't tend to say it twice.
We cannot start on Monday until the inspector comes back.
As the new garage deadline looms, for one team, it's the last thing on their mind. This afternoon, Quinn is off to the specialist to see if she can stay on the block.
Right, doctor time.
Yeah. Man, I wonder what they're going to say.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm quite excited, are you?
Yeah.
I just hope they don't say that we have to get off the show.
Yeah. Imagine that.
I would really hate to see Quinn go, and I'm sure everyone else will as well.
At this point, we're not really sure whether Quinn is allowed to stay on the block.
If Quinn has to leave the show, then it's going to cause a lot of disruption. It could make the whole thing turn up on its head, and old Ben will be. It's going to be a rough time for old Benny boy, eh?
No one wants Quinn to leave. She's a big piece of the puzzle, Quinn. So, yeah, we're all hoping that she can stay.
We don't even know what's going to happen. Like, what happens if Quinn has to go? We don't want her to go.
Feeling a little bit nervous. One thing I really want to get out of today is just make sure that Quinn's getting everything that she needs in terms of like vitamins or whatever the hell pregnant people need these days. And hopefully this guy will be able to tell Quinn that.
If we have to leave the block, I'm going to be so upset. Our dream of winning the block would be over, and we feel like we haven't really begun. So, yeah, I'd be so gutted.
Yeah, it would just suck big time.
Yeah.
Next time on the Block NZ, the teams vent their frustration on the old parts of the house. More dark clouds.
Oh, that's it, man.
But this time there's no silver linings.
I don't have much hope for the garage.
And Quinn and Ben find out if their days on the Block NZ are over.
We've been to the doctor and